Hi everyone, it's me again, Margaret Sanchez, for another Zorya Sacred Astrology podcast. This podcast is a bit different as I will be talking about something that not many astrologers practice nor believe in. But here's the thing about beliefs, as Sadhguru said, a belief is what you have when you don't know something. Since you don't know it, you say you believe in it or in something. But knowing is different, and planetary magic is not something to believe in. And it's not something I believe in, it's something that I know. I know this because I've been doing this for decades and I've seen the results in my own life. So, what I am teaching in this retreat is not a belief system. Whether you believe it or not won't change the fact that this is a powerful form of astrological mediation practiced by ancient mystics and magi's in Babylonia and Egypt by those who were initiated into this practice. In this video, I will be giving some tools and functions of each planet that I use in planetary magical practices. You may try them out, but just like any form of dabbling, you don't get real results unless you learn how to work with the energies properly. Nevertheless, these can still be quite useful, especially for those who are already enrolled in the Zorya Sacred Astrology Retreat. And for those of you who aren't, well, you can try and see what happens. So, what is planetary magic? Astrological planetary magic, like I said, is a form of remediation, which is the practice of reducing any harm that may come from your natal chart or via difficult transits or Time Lord. Remediation gives you the power to change or alter your fate rather than leaving you as a passive victim of circumstances or beneficiary of planetary forces beyond your control. Astrology then becomes a dance, something you can actively participate in rather than just witness. Each planet has its own purpose and its associated themes and topics, as those of you who are enrolled in my astrology courses already know. And here are some simple planetary magic strategies for each planet. The Sun. The Sun represents confidence and visibility, as it is the giver of light and life in our solar system. The Sun can be used to heighten visibility, enhance personal sovereignty, and is good for promotion. It also relates to men, the patrilineal side of your family, and legacy. You may benefit from solar magic if your Sun is debilitated, for example, in Libra or Aquarius. Libra is in detriment and Aquarius in its fall, and is placed in a dark house 6, 8, or 12, and is suffering aspects to malefics or conjunct the lunar nodes, or finally if you experience any solar deficiencies. These include fear of being seen, lack of recognition, low levels of self-love, self-esteem, and appreciation, depressive instincts, and a reluctance to put yourself out into the world and shine your light. Solar colors are yellow and gold. Its main numerical magical association is 6. Good offerings to the Sun include sunflowers, golden liquors, lighting a yellow or white candle, and honey. Wearing gold jewelry and rubies, and volunteering or donating to charities that benefit children or fathers are great remedial activities for the Sun, especially on Sundays during the Sun's planetary hour. The Moon, emotional well-being and fears of scarcity. The Moon can be used for manifestation and disintegration, depending on whether she is full or dark and whether she is waxing or waning. The Moon also relates to women, the matrilineal side of your family, and children. Lunar magic may be in order if your natal moon phase is new or waning. If your moon is conjunct one of the lunar nodes, or is heavily aspected by malefics, or if the moon is placed in Scorpio or Capricorn, where the moon lacks traditional dignity. Lunar remediations may also help if your moon is placed in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, or if you have any lunar deficits, such as having a strong sense of scarcity, material and emotional insecurity, perceived or actual, moodiness or erratic behavior, issues forming or releasing bonds, and any mental or emotional disturbances. Lunar colors are white, gray, and silver. The moon's primary numeric association, magically speaking, is 9. Desirable offerings for the moon include glasses of water, seashells, wine, and white candles. Wearing silver jewelry and pearls, and volunteering or donating to charities that benefit mothers and women are fantastic for moon remediation, especially on Mondays or during the moon's hour. Saturn. Saturn is all about responsibility and resilience. Saturn can be used to bind and restrict undesirable behavior in yourself or others. Saturn can bring things such as a long life, but as the greater malefic is more often used in curse work. Saturn work may be called for if Saturn is ill-disposed in your chart, either in a sign that lacks traditional dignity, such as Saturn in Aries, Cancer, or Leo, or for Saturn in particular in the 1st house. As the greater malefic, Saturn is usually the one causing harm to other planets, so a course of Saturn magic and remediation may be beneficial if you have a heavy emphasis on Saturn, especially if you are born during the night. Saturn's significations typically improve after the first Saturn return at the age of 29 and continue to improve over time. Learning to work with Saturn helps you pay karma, transcend heavy karmic obligations, and cut ties. Mundane indications of a Saturn deficiency can include lack of personal accountability, fear of committing to any long or medium-term plan, an inability to take things seriously, impatience, and a lack of grit, or the ability to function under stress. Saturn colors are black and gray. Its prime numerical association in planetary magic is 3. Saturn likes basic and austere forms of offerings, including black, unsweetened coffee, dark rum, cigarettes or tobacco, and things that are plain, unseasoned, and dark. Suitable on Saturn altars are clocks, antiques, hourglasses, and bones. The Vedic system ascribes blue sapphire as the prime Saturn gem, but anything black will do, like obsidian, tourmaline, or onyx. Volunteering or donating to causes that benefit the elderly are prime Saturn remediation, as is feeding crows, one of my personal favorites. These are the best undertaken on Saturdays in Saturn's planetary hour. Jupiter. Jupiter is my favorite, and it's the most powerful on my own chart, so I work a lot with Jupiter. Jupiter is about wisdom and abundance. Jupiter can be used to generate wealth and abundance, increase luck, and grant wisdom and protection. As the greater benefic, Jupiter can be used to magnify and enhance all good things. From an essential dignity perspective, Jupiter performs least well in Gemini and Virgo, and may lack the energy and support to offer much help when placed in the 6th, 8th, or 12th, especially in night charts. Jupiter also holds a special distaste for being in the 3rd house, according to certain Vedic or ancient astrology teachings. Jupiter's role is to provide protection, aid, and goodness to all it touches. This is an ideal planet to work magically, and Jupiter loves to give big blessings. When well functioning on your chart, Jupiter grants wisdom and can broaden your perspective and worldview. Jupiter deficits can manifest in a lack of appreciation for wisdom and deeper meaning, miserliness, not being able to see the bigger picture, lack of compassion, and overemphasis on asceticism. In excess, Jupiter can present as an overabundance of waste, laziness, and entitlement. All can be addressed with the proper atonements and practices. Jupiter's colors are yellow, indigo, purple, and to some extent white. Its primary magical association is 4, which is similar to the planet's glyph. In contrast to Saturn, Jupiter enjoys extravagant and lush offerings such as golden liquors, champagne, fresh fruits, fragrant oils, and burning of purifying sweet-smelling resins, with frankincense being a prime choice. Always come to meet Jupiter well-dressed and with a feast, a spread. You can use your Jupiter altar as a general altar for success and wealth and include coins, cash, and other items symbolizing whatever success means to you. Jupiter's precious gem association is yellow sapphire, though citrine and other yellow stones work very well in addition to amethyst. Its metal is tin, but for remedial jewelry purposes, a gold setting is common. Volunteering or donating to churches or supporting individuals engaged in some form of priestly or philosophical pursuit, especially on Thursdays and in Jupiter's hour, are excellent Jupiter charities. Mars. Mars is all about competitiveness and being assertive. Mars can be used to affect the outcome of competitions and quarrels, increase vitality, and bring physical harm. Mars can also help reduce negative outcomes during transits or periods when Mars is activated. Mars's manifestations can be particularly problematic in the Venus-ruled signs of Taurus and Libra and in Cancer, the sign of Mars's fall. Mars finds its joy in the 6th house, and it's thought that cadent houses are good places to stash a malefic, because this limits their ability to cause you harm. Mars particularly dislikes being in the 7th house, which fits his notorious reputation for playing poorly with others. Similar to Saturn, Mars tends to be more the afflictor than the afflictee, so martial magic and remediation may be appropriate if he features prominently in your chart or is in aspect to many significant points or planets, especially if you're born during the day. Issues that indicate you might benefit from a Mars tune-up include issues with being overly or underly competitive, fear of standing up for yourself, excess defensiveness, going out of your way for a fight, leading a sedentary lifestyle, and passive-aggressive tendencies. Mars's color is red, and his magical number association is 5. Upon his altar, Mars likes weapons and blades, a crude presentation, and a little fancy. Some offerings Mars appreciates are colored liquors with a harsh reputation, such as whiskey or tequila or blood red wine. For incense, dragon's blood, and hot quickening spices. Mars rules red coral and other red gemstones like garnet and the metal iron, which is the property responsible for blood signature cased. For planetary charity, donate time or money to funds for wounded soldiers or find ways to support wayward young men who have suffered violence, especially on Tuesdays and in the planetary hour of Mars. Another one of my favorites that's ruling the skies this year alongside Jupiter is Venus. Venus is in charge of love, money, and relationships. Venus can be used to increase attractiveness, draw lovers, and improve relationships, as well as facilitate social harmony. As the lesser benefic, Venus is known for bringing gains, especially in the form of material gifts, pleasant experiences, and special favors. Venus finds it difficult when placed in the Mars-ruled signs of Aries and Scorpio, and suffers too much criticism and pressure in Virgo, the sign of her fall, to enjoy herself. Venus also struggles in the dark houses, especially in the 6th house, which is too close to Cinderella's pre-princess experience for comfort. Signs that you could use some help with Venus include a lack of grace and artistry, an inability to take pleasure in yourself or your embodied experience, and possessing an overly crude or unappreciative manner. The colors of Venus are emerald green and pastels, which are a symbol of Venus's ability to temper and moderate extremes by application of her cool and accommodating nature. Her magical number is 7. Venus altars can include items meant for the enhancement and assessment of beauty, such as jewelry, perfume, handheld mirrors, beautiful hairbrushes, and even makeup or beautifying masks. Pleasing offerings include wine, clear and cool liquors, fresh flowers, sweet incense, smoke, and the burning of candles in the appropriate colors and numbers. Volunteering or donating to charities that benefit young women and indulging in self-care and beautifying rituals, whether mundane or magical, are all excellent forms of Venusian remediation, especially on Fridays and in the Venus hour. Mercury. Mercury rules communication, short-distance travel, and technology. Mercury can be used for communications, magical tech support, travel, and transactional exchanges of all sorts. Mercury fares poorly in Sagittarius and Pisces, but especially Pisces, which is the sign of both its fallen detriment. The only planet where one sign carries both anti-honor of debilities. If you have Mercury retrograde in a dark house or in the 4th house, you would likely benefit from the practice of Mercury magic and remediation. Problems with Mercury can include struggling to communicate or articulate yourself clearly, frequently getting lost or not being able to find things, misplacing items, forgetfulness, chronic car trouble, and even a general sense of unluckiness or inability to find your way in both large and small ways. Mercury's colors are bright and orange or multicolored. Its number, magically speaking, is 8, though Mercury also strongly resonates with 2, twins, Gemini, which it rules, and even 3, the messenger, frequently being the third wheel between two parties. Altars to Mercury include skeleton keys, stimulants, and other items to do with communication and getting from one point to another. Good offerings for Mercury include candy, cigarettes, sweetened coffee, various alcohols, and coins. Volunteering or donating money to causes that benefit learning, communication, and children's learning specifically are excellent planetary charities for the mercurial sphere, especially on Wednesdays and during Mercury hour. Planetary hours. The most basic forms of planetary magic involve pairing your rituals or even mundane activities with the hours or days of time they're most related to. In lieu of performing a ritual or allied activity during a planet's special day of the week, there are many opportunities on a daily level to capture them by hour. Or for extra oomph, doubling up on the planet's day and hour. The most desirable of these is immediately following sunrise, where the planetary day and hour ruler will be the same for prayers and remedial activities. But since most of us don't wake up that early, then finding the planetary hour, especially also if it's on its own day, will make your practice even more powerful. Creating a planetary altar. If you want to get especially magical, you might consider creating a planetary altar and making offerings of incense, flame, food during the right days and hours. There are many free ritual guides on the internet to help you get started, In the course, though, I offer very specific ones for your specific planetary gods, deities, and goddesses. There are also professional astrological magicians who offer carefully elected talismans and astrologically charged materials where the magic has already been done for you and all you have to do is wear and apply it. Now, I don't subscribe to that. I really believe that the best way to empower it is to use your own energy since you're working with your own gods, goddesses in your own chart. So in the Zorya Sacred Astrology Retreat, you're guided into a powerful deep trance state where your own personal planetary god or goddess is infused into your items. Magic, being just as real and complicated as astrology itself, is a fascinating but serious pursuit. Make no mistake. Its potential dangers aren't to be glossed over, but planetary magic is really quite safe as long as you're a good astrologer and have an understanding of a traditional astrology framework, since nearly all planetary magic relies heavily on the assessment of dignities. The planets are already having their way with you. Transits occur for better or for worse, and you're living, breathing manifestations of the chart you were born with, so you may as well throw your 2 cents into this orbit. To me, that is making the most of what free will you've been given. You may be surprised to find that the planets are almost as receptive to you as you are to them. Now, to sign up for the Zorya Sacred Retreat, where you'll be given your planetary guide by me, plus many more tools to use, and where you will be attuned to your own personal planetary gods, goddesses, and deities to strengthen your relationship and therefore make it easier and faster to maximize your personal charts, transcend tough aspects, and take full advantage of the blessings during significant transits and even on a daily basis to co-create with the cosmos the life that you desire. You will be working directly with me as your professional astrologer. I'm also a certified hypnotherapist from HMI, American Hypnosis Association, as well as a certified enlisted practitioner at quantumhealers.com for beyond quantum healing hypnosis. You will be in safe hands and in a safe space. After this retreat, you'll be added to the community group chat and page so you can continually share your experiences with your fellow planetary magicians. And also for more guidance and practices that I regularly post for those who join this advanced sacred astrology retreat. The only 2 requirements are that you are skilled at meditation and are already advanced in your spiritual practices, as this is not for those who are new on the path. If you have any questions, simply PM on my Facebook page, www.facebook.com/BQH Philippines, or Facebook also, Astrologia Esoterica Academy. I'd be more than happy to answer all of your questions about this retreat. Also visit my website for the different services I offer in astrology, readings and courses, hypnotherapy, and quantum healing sessions, upcoming events and retreats in 2022. www.astrologiaesotericaacademy.com. This year is one of the luckiest years in a long time. You need to know this. Major shifts are occurring in the skies that's changing the course and trajectory of our lives on both global and personal levels. Learning this craft is going to arm you with extra abilities to maximize this year's blessings and turn them into even bigger ones. The theme for this year is #Rise2022. After 2 years of very heavy planetary influences that has caused worldwide suffering, this year, all that is about to change for the better. That said, I hope to see those of you who are called to this retreat beginning at the end of this month. It's time to level up in the game of life and learn some of the most powerful ancient Babylonian and Egyptian practices in planetary magic as we enter into 2022.